Hello, this is Mark Soden. I'm here for Wonder Valley experimental number 14. I'm here with Verge Bliss. The first question, Verge, is who are you, where are you, and what do you do?
I'll start with where I am currently. I'm in Van Nuys, California. But we are looking for other places to move. So if any of you have any leads on really nice spots we should consider, please let me know. Um, I am currently, so who I am and what I do, I guess, is kind of part and parcel of the same thing. I'm a bit of a cyber wizard at the moment, and I am trying to find ways to uh, create transcendental experience using music and video combined. Now, I do also write songs. I do have a couple of albums out that came out recently, um, but also trying to find the balance point between that amalgamation where you can bring in like path working, guided meditation, and create something that helps people reach a different level of their existence.
How did you hear about Wonder Valley Experimental?
Well, I have a good friend named Rain Thakey, and she introduced me to Mark. And also, I think the first fest I went to that Mark Soden put together might have actually been the Santa Ana Noise Fest. And so I came to that and I really enjoyed it and I loved all of the acts. Mark is such a great curator and really finds amazing talent. And so to be included in that is such an honor every time I'm asked.
We're at the part of our interview that is show and tell. And this
Okay.
is where we talk about gear, process, shooting, editing, locations, things like that.
I have shot some of my work here. I think what I submitted for Wonder Valley is shot in this alcove. And so over here, I have the spring suitcase. And that, of course, has a bunch of springs in the bottom. Um, it's a bit like a reverb unit that you can play using rasps.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I can, hit the bell, I can scrape the springs. But the idea was very much inspired by oh, Micky Hart's I-beam. And so I tried to replicate that effect in something that could be a little more portable. So then over here,
Before we move on, could you just describe Mickey Hart's I-beam a little bit?
oh, yeah, good call. Um, so it's basically if you've ever seen the steel I-beams in a building,
Mm-hmm.
um, it is rigged up with all of these different wires and springs and things like that, and of course amplified. Uh, and of course, Micky Hart being one of the drummers for the Grateful Dead. So it's kind of a percussion piece. And you can hear it used on the soundtrack for Apocalypse Now.
Which is a wonderful listen, I might add. You know,
Oh, yeah,
if
a
people
lot of
uh,
texture.
can find that, it does a good bit of getting you to other areas. I mean, it
Right.
does.
So let me see if I can pick this up briefly. Okay, there we go. So then over here, I have my cart.
Oh.
So I have a Zoya here, which is basically like an effects pedal that has modules inside of it, similarly to how you would use like a modular rig. But of course, and they do make a modular style of this pedal. But what I love about it is you can have as many LFOs as you want.
Wow.
And then I do have more like my noise gear over here. So that is in the white box.
Mm-hmm.
I have two Fuzz Factory pedals 69ing each other in a feedback loop. The brown treasure chest looking box is a noise swash that I built myself. So I was doing that for a while and I may go back to it. We'll see. Um, and then, just a delay that I can use for feedback and um, what do they call that? Like a telegraph pedal?
Key or
So that I can cause it to be intermittent between the fuzz factories and the noise swash. And then down here, I put my Senate board in the way, but I have like some effects pedals there that I can use for my noise chain. And then down here, I have, let's see if I can show it. Where am I? Okay. Yeah, there we go. So down below, I have my um, looping device, which is the RC505 loop station. And then, of course, I have my scythes. I have about 3 at the moment, and this is one of them hanging here.
excellent.
And I think that's pretty much the whole rig. Okay, so there I am back again. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that was very interesting. You know, that's a great idea to use the code key for Morse code because you can get really good rhythms with it, and that's really interesting. They're precise. That's
Yes,
very precise.
you can create rhythms if you want to,
Right,
but I
or
know,
just cut them in and out, or
yeah,
yeah.
some people don't believe that rhythm belongs in noise music, so I have to respect those opinions.
Well, stylistically, it is open and free, but that is a strongly held opinion by many.
Yeah.
What other projects are you working on?
Well, over the past couple years, I have spent a lot of time working on my own spiritual development and growth. So I do have a YouTube channel, which is it's an ASMR channel, so that's autonomic sensory meridian response, and it's all these little things like finger flutters and whispering that are supposed to make you feel really tingly. And so that's the overall format of my channel. And on that channel, I do tarot readings and I also talk about my magical practice. And then I've been working with some ancient Gnostic texts in Coptic, some Egyptian texts in the original hieroglyphs, and trying to learn those languages enough to really, grasp the original context and meaning of the work. And then recently I started working on a book so that I can kind of amalgamate all of the information that I myself have been absorbing and working through and present that in book format to the public at large.
Outstanding. And we're going to openly introduce some controversy here. Why is your music on Spotify?
So, a lot of these aggregator services that you use as your distributor, um, it's very easy to put your music on all of the platforms at once and then to take it off one by one. And the aggregator that I use, which is Reverb Nation, I've been pretty happy with them. I know some people recommend like DistroKid and things like that, but they'll send it off to just all of the streaming services at once. So I had contemplated taking my music off of Spotify. Um, and I did unsubscribe from their service because they really don't, aside from the fact that they're platforming people who are very ill informed and vocal about their opinions, which I think is very damaging. I don't think people should have opinions, honestly. Um, like, what makes what you think subjectively that much more important than, at this point, public safety? But even if you scale that back to, things that you might hear at church or predominant opinions in your workplace, like uh, having known people who were bullied for following safety protocols and then end up getting injured, I just don't think that opinions have a place in our modern world. That said, one of the opinions that I do hold is that Spotify doesn't really do a very good job of compensating artists on their platform. So I still am kind of parsing my feelings out about that. And I may or may not choose in the future to remove my music from their platform based on that.
This is Mark Soden. I've been talking with Verge Bliss, and we have covered a range of topics this afternoon. Thank you, Verge.
Thank you,
We'll
Mark.
talk soon, and have a nice afternoon.
Thank you so much, Mark. It's been a pleasure.